the righteous anger in the black community, who is obviously deeply offended. I'm angry. You're angry. These cops should be tried. They should not get away with murder. And yet, Planned Parenthood has killed 360,000 black babies in 2014 and similar numbers in other years in their Planned Parenthood abortion mills.
Okay, that has abortion. Somebody aborting a fetus is in no way or shape the same as a cop killing an innocent grown man. There's no reason to try to equate this. But it's their way of saying, oh, black people are upset about a black person dying. Why aren't you mad about black people having abortions? It's just not the same.
Black children have been the victims of genocide for many, many years, and nobody bats an eye. In fact, the Democrats want federal funding for this. Is there any outrage that you've seen over the innocent blacks who were being murdered compared to this guy who was suspected of forgery? Granted, that is a crime. He's not innocent, but still should not have been mistreated the way he was.
Okay, let's stop bringing up that he either had a counterfeit 20, which anybody can easily get their hand on a counterfeit 20 by giving a counterfeit 20. A lot of them are so good that you can't really tell, and not a lot of people that don't work in like retail service or something that, are taught how to check for counterfeit 20s are going to know. Or I also heard he forged a check, and it was probably something small, since he was at some kind of small store at the time. And that is just pretty much like a nothing burger compared to the fact that he was murdered by the state. The issue is, a person is murdered by the state, small time crime or not. It's or the state is showing corruption by what they were doing, and the fact that, for like 8 minutes, a cop had his knee on a person's neck while other cops just stood around and did nothing to prevent somebody from dying.
Well, look, I think there's no question that the Democrats are truly the party of death. They celebrate death. They fund death. They do political activity based on the ability to bring death to unborn babies. So you're absolutely
Okay, I find that that statement funny, that the Democrats are the party of death, when the Christian religion is a death cult in itself. They celebrate a person being killed. They enjoy the idea of being washed clean by blood. They celebrate the story of the Great Flood, which killed the world. That's the celebration of death right there. They will justify every single type of murder in the Bible, as well as there is some verses in the Bible which actually supports abortion. It's called the curse of the bitter waters. If a husband suspects his wife of cheating or is just jealous, he can take her to the priest at the tabernacle, tell the priest that, hey, I think she's cheating. He will take some dirt and stuff from the ground, along with some holy water, mix it together, say some words, and have the lady drink it. Um, if she suffers any ill effects and has a miscarriage, it means she was cheating. If she wasn't, it means she wasn't. But it is something that can cause an abortion, and this is in the Old Testament. So to say that the Christian religion or God is against abortion, and you can't really say so when he has a potion that gives one.
Absolutely correct. And let's not forget the fact of Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger, who literally called black children weeds and said that, we need to get rid of the weeds in society. That's why Planned Parenthoods are in urban and, black dominated areas and communities around the United States. Not all of them, but many of them are. And it's really sad because there truly is a black Holocaust. It's been going on, since the Roe v. Wade decision. And again, it's not just black babies. Of course, it's white babies as well. And it doesn't seem as though the Democrats really care.
Okay, wait a minute. It's not just black people having abortions, but also white people having abortions. Why is it always when, somebody's talking about black people dying, they always bring up black people having abortions, but rarely when they, any other time they talk about white people having abortion. It is something used to make Planned Parenthood seem evil, that they have this quote unquote racial bias towards black people, and is their basic agenda is to kill off the black population in America by allowing everybody to have abortions. It's a really crazy conspiracy in my opinion, as that's not even what's going on whatsoever with Planned Parenthood or the use of abortion. But if you really want to stop the rate of abortions, you teach safe sex education. You allow for birth control, as well as you, if you want an area to decrease abortion rates, you help. You need to help the neighborhood and the community rise up in wealth and stuff, so that these people can gain access to resources they would be able to use to provide for a child if they were to have kids.
I mean, look what they've done in New York and other states like Virginia, in which they literally have passed legislation that allows you to kill your child on the day it's born. I mean, these people are animals, truly animals, that anyone that would do that to a child.
Okay, talking about late-term abortions right there. Late-term abortions, I don't remember the legality in how many states, but it's not a whole lot, and it's usually only because of medical reasons, like if the birth of the child is going to cause the death of the mother, probably under reasons for cancer, and I think stillborn births are considered late-term abortions. So that, I mean, if I'm correct on that, I can't remember right off the moment. That would, add to the numbers of late-term abortions, and the stillborn birth is just the birth of the baby that has died inside the womb, and that's extremely traumatic for a mother. That is, if no one is truly okay with having a stillborn baby aborted, you're kinda screwed up, because that's extremely traumatic for a person to, give quote-unquote birth to a stillborn baby.
But, I don't see them protesting in front of Planned Parenthoods. Where are the black activists out there that are for life, that should be out there protesting Planned Parenthoods?
Here's another stat.
Neighborhoods.
Let me just read from grrighttolife.org. African American women comprise 13.3% of the U.S. population, but have 36% of all abortions, about 3 times as many as their population, proportionately. More than 28% of all black pregnancies end in induced abortion. My point is, if you're angry about this, if I'm angry about
it's it's easy to figure out why a larger number of black people a larger number of black people would have abortions, and it's because statistically black people have lower incomes compared to their white counterparts due to the systematic imbalance that favored white people over black people. He had in the past, Jim Crow laws, he had redlining, he had even more recently, like the housing bubble bust of 2008, where black people were given loans with higher interest rates compared to the counterparts. So, on average, a black person is going to have less resources to be able to take care of a child. So, a more responsible option would be to pay for an abortion. That way, they're not trying to raise kids they don't have the resources for.
About this, just imagine how angry God is. The feelings of righteous anger that you have inside of yourself, or that the black community has on these kind of horrible occasions, just imagine how God feels every day when his innocent children are slaughtered.
Okay, if you really want to try to claim, the feelings of God, okay, he's angry at people having abortions, yet does nothing to put those people into situations where they would not need the abortion, being the fact that he's all-powerful and all-knowing. He could easily, with just a simple afterthought, create the kind of lives people would need so they wouldn't need abortions. For something that is all-knowing and all-powerful, it is no sweat whatsoever. Really wouldn't have to do anything. It's, more of an afterthought as to what could go on. Probably wouldn't affect his whole grand scheme of things, but hey, that's just my opinion.